Hello everyone, welcome back to the second circle. Let's go ahead and continue. So today, I feel like going for judgment. Where? There you are. Let's go, Justice. My bad, I meant Justice. I love Justice so much. Early one morning, you find yourself yanked out of deep sleep by some ruckus coming from the hallway. Groggily, you turn over to peer out your window. Through the gap between the curtains, you see the auburn sunrise lurking just beyond the horizon. The morning has only just begun. Thinking that you'll get some more sleep and wake up at a more reasonable hour, you close your eyes. But as soon as you do, the noise continues with vigor, a loud thumping that echoes through the walls. With a groan, you rise from your bed and slip into the hallway. There you're able to discern that the sound is coming from Justice's room. You approach your door and knock. Come in! As the door swings open, you look to the demon's bed only to find it empty. Instead, Justice is on the floor, doing crunches. Pauses as you enter and sniffs at the air. Yo, Taker! Good morning. Morning. How did you know it was me? Oh, that? Easy. Unlike the others, you don't reek of brimstone. You can tell us apart by smell. Most of the time. At this revelation, you stop to ponder the implications only to find yourself distracted by the fact that Justice has resumed her workout. Not even this measly conversation can slow her down. Even as she speaks, she is hammering out rep after rep, counting each under her breath. Anyway, 9, 10. How's it going? You're 11, 12, 13. Up earlier than usual. Yeah, about that. All of a sudden, the demon, finished her crunches, jumps to her feet and begins to stretch in preparation for the next exercise. Ah, I must have woken you. Sorry about that. I was hoping to get my sets in just before breakfast. Justice, breakfast won't be ready for another couple of hours. Oh, really? Huh. Looks like I misjudged the time. Ah well, might as well get it done now since I'm up. Alright, but could you at least try to keep it down a little? Most of us are trying to get a couple of more hours of sleep. I'll do my best, Chief, but I make no promises. I'm all finished up with my warm-up. Now I'm going to be moving on to the difficult stuff. The difficult stuff? Yeah. Elevated push-ups, sideways planks, chin-ups, burpees, that sort of thing, you know? Burpees? Are you out of your mind? We're on the second floor. Do you have any idea how much noise that's going to make? You could wake up Cerberus doing that. When she's up, it'll be impossible for the rest of us to get any sleep. You know how much energy she has in the morning? Ah, yeah. That's a fair point. But what else am I supposed to do? Have you considered actually going to the gym? A gym could be fun. Do you know any good ones? Well, Oh, come on, you must know the best places, right? Or do you mean to tell me that you're just moving arms aside of tree trunks, And before you ask me how I know, Moni has told me. In a desperate attempt to ignore the rising warmth in your cheeks, you cast your mind back to the time when she did frequent the gym. It's been some time since your last visit, but you figure out that now is as good a time as any to go back. Alright, gonna want to tell. Some clothes you don't mind sweating in, and a water bottle. Ah, hell yeah, we're going now? We are. Unless, that is, you'd rather wait. No way, man. I'm in. Then, without further ado, Justice ushers you out of her room so that she can gather her things and change. You take the opportunity to slip across the hall and into your own room, where you find yourself looking longingly at your bed. Rather than give in to your desire to sleep, however, you dig your old workout equipment out of your closet and throw on a t-shirt instead of gym shorts. As you enter the door, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and wonder just what it is you've gotten yourself into. After getting ready to hit the gym, you step out into the hallway and are met with the sight of Justice walking toward you. Practically bouncing on her heels with excitement, she grabs your arm as soon as you are within reach so that you can lead the way down the stairs into the car. Bathed in the glow of the early morning sun, you and Justice load up in the car and make your way into town. A short while later, you arrive at the gym. The large sign on the door reads, Mount Olympus. Not only is this your favorite gym, but it also just happens to be the closest one to your house. Through the tall glass walls, you can see that the morning crowd is in the middle of their workout, so you and Justice get out of the car and head inside. With the demoness gripping onto your forearm for guidance, you approach the desk and retrieve a couple of membership forms. You fill out a renewal for yourself before assisting an overzealous Justice with her own. Until you hit your respective locker rooms to drop off your bags. You reconvene at the squat rack. Are you certain you want to start here? Without a doubt. God damn, Justice, look at you. I'm thinking 7 sets, 13 reps at each at, let's say 133 pounds. Pardon? Yeah, I know it's a little on the low side. But I'm still feeling a little stiff in our practice, so that warm-up like that would be a good place to start. What do you say? I say... give me a minute to load up the weight and I'll spot you. With that, you set to work loading up the bar. Though you've never seen a gym that has weights in increments of 3, you find yourself too focused on hauling them over to the bar to really think too much on the matter. After everything is all set up, you help Justice into position. Oh boy, Justice. You look good. Her first couple of reps look a bit uneasy, so you carefully spot her progress. After the first few, however, the demoness begins to find her rhythm. Soon she's hammering out squats with impeccable form before your very eyes. Justice finishes her first set without so much as breaking a sweat. How's it looking so far? Everything looks good from here. I meant my reps. She bends down to pick up the bar again. Justice looks over his shoulder at you and winks. Ugh. Justice. Don't do that. It's too hot. Fortunately, you were saved the embarrassment of having to stare at a reply by the fact that the demon has returned her attention to workout. Justice knocks out her remaining 6 sets with ease. She is dabbing at the sweat, which has begun to glaze her arms and forehead. She turns to you. Alright, your turn. What are you feeling? I think I'll keep the weights, but I'm going to tone the sets and reps down a notch to 3 sets, 7 reps. Sounds good to me, man. You do what makes you comfortable. At this, you trade places at the squat rack. Justice places her hands on your hips to get into position to spot you. Then with a brief thumbs up in your direction, you begin your first set. Admittedly, your progress isn't nearly as effortless as Justice's was. But you remind yourself that not only has it been a while, but you're also not a little demon from hell, and so you persevere. You managed your first set fairly well, and finished your second in much the same way. In the third, however, you feel your legs begin to shake as though they are ready to give up. Feeling you begin to waver, Justice squeezes your hips. Come on, man. You can do this. We got 4 more reps to go. With Justice egging you on, you power through the last of your squats. As you return the bar to its rightful place, Justice meets you with a triumphant high five. You killed it, man. Though you're panting, you can't manage to reply. Now, what's next? You set your sights on the next machine, and the rest of your time at the gym passes by in much the same way as it did at the squat rack. At each station, Justice breezes through her sets before helping you through your own. By the time you're on your last few machines, the demoness is practically glowing, while you feel like just a step above a puddle on the floor. In spite of this exhaustion, however, adrenaline is pumping through your body and you feel better than you have in a long time. You find that you can't remember why you even stopped exercising in the first place. Sadly, your elation proves to be your downfall. In your zeal, you overdo it with the weight at the pull-down machine and end up going a bit too far. There's only one pain shoots to your muscles of your back and shows that you realize what you've done. Ah! Whoa! That didn't sound good. Are you alright? Justice helps you detangle from the machine and prompts you to take your seat on a nearby bench. I'm good. I'm good. I just, overdid it a bit. May I? Go right ahead. The demon feels around for muscles of her back and winces when she comes upon the point of pain. Oof. Yeah, you really did a number on yourself there, Chief. Why don't we take it easy for a sec? Have a bit of breather. As you sit, Justice works on massaging out a little bit of the ache from your shoulders. Embarrassed by her mistake, a hot wash of shame warms your cheeks. Hey, it's alright to be excited, you know. But I don't want you hurting yourself. It's important to know your limits. That way, you can avoid this sort of thing, but also know where you can safely push those boundaries to steadily get better, yeah? Yeah. Setbacks are normal. And think of it this way. Now, you get a good idea of our limits for the future. I really hope you don't get discouraged from this, Taker. Because I had a blast coming here with you today, and I'd love it if it was something we can do in the future. Thanks, Justice. I had a lot of fun too, and I promise I won't let this stop me. We can make this a regular thing. How's that sound? Do you mean it? Absolutely. You feel the demon lean her cheek against your shoulder. Good. I'd like that. Alright, let's hit the showers. I'm beat. Sounds good. You both hit your respective showers to clean up and meet up by the front desk. On your way out the door, Justice loops her arm around yours and holds you close as you walk toward the car. Though sore and more exhausted than you've been in a long time, you find yourself looking forward to your next trip to the gym. Let's see who's next. I believe Malina. Let's go with Malina. I think she's the last remaining one that we had to go with. You pull down the trap door that leads to the attic, and are almost immediately assailed by the sharp scent of strong liquor. So much alcohol has evaporated into the air of the attic that breathing it in makes your head spin. Bottles lie strewn across the otherwise well-cleaned room, the exception being the wooden desk in the far corner of the room, squatting upon which is a large black computer. Slouching in an old leather couch at an angle incompatible with long-term back health, Malina scowls peevishly at you from heavy-lidded eyes. Taker, it's a bit early for a visit, isn't it? It's 12:30. Did I stutter? If there's daylight, then it's still too early for me to be awake. Shielding her eyes on the faint few streams of natural daylight filtering in through her curtains, Malina groans. Pass me that ball, would you? This found one. You grab the requested ball of Uncle Isban's hermit juice off a nearby coffee table, then walk over to Malina. You sit down next to the demon and hand her the bottle. Pulling the cork out with her teeth, she sucks the bottle dry of liquor in 3 deep swigs, tossing it carelessly behind her and into the garbage can. From declaring a bottle against bottle, you conclude that the bin hasn't been emptied in quite some time. That, or Malina fills it with extreme prejudice. So tell me, why exactly you're up here disturbing my beauty slump at such a dreadful hour? I have a package for you. That better not be a euphemism for something. I'm not quite wasted enough for that kind of interaction. Nope, ship it. Judging from the shape, I'm pretty sure it's one of those games you ordered. Eyes suddenly shining, Malina leans forward and snatches the brown wrap package from you. She rips the top of the package off with her teeth and rubbages around inside it with her free hand. She extracts a slim case from inside. Oh hell yeah! It's that copy of Hero Commander 3 that I ordered. I've been waiting all week to play this thing. I hear the AI is almost unbeatable at higher levels. Hold up, you're telling me that there are games out there harder than Vantage Master? Malina flashes a smirk at you that half patronizing, half pitying. Oh yes, I have no idea. That reminds me, Taker, we're still out for our game session tonight? I'm just dying to take this game out for a spin. That's yes, of course, Malina. Anything for you. Games with a melancholic alcoholic? Sounds like fun. Well, that's something to look forward to anyway. One more thing. Could you pick up some Curacao before tonight? I want to try making something new. I got you your booze. Now let's see this new drink. Alright. 1 second. Taking the ball and turning her back to you, Malina walks over to the corner of the attic, where she has laid out various implements of cocktail craft as delicately as a surgeon would a set of scalpels. She busies herself, back still to you, as she mixes and pours liquid between 2 glasses. And here it is, a green iguana. It's nauseatingly green and looks cartoonishly radioactive. A thin line of white crystals lines the glass Malina is brandishing expectantly at you. Thanks. Carefully, you take a sip of the lurid drink. It's actually really good. How is it? It's delicious. The salt rim offsets the sweetness just enough to keep the fruity tones under control. Malina swishes the drink around her own glass sound rim. Yeah, that's what I read. Something wrong? Whoops, that's me. Something wrong? Why didn't you put a rim on your glass? I can't. Salt gets demons pretty fucked up and not at all in the fun way. Huh. That was just heresy. Hearsay. Nope. It's real alright. Damn painful too. I'm inside the dry. I tried to snort a line of a kosher stuff. Ignored her flattering her fat ass for weeks. She can't even talk without shooting blood from both nostrils like some stupid cartoon character. She paused for a moment, thinking to herself. Best 2 weeks of my life, actually. She downs a drink, and then holds out her empty hand. Here, I'll make it somewhere while you move the computer over to the couch. As Malina pours another drink for a 2 at her improvised bar, you walk across the room and easily pull a table and computer over the couch before sitting back down. Malina joins you a moment later, handing you a refill before flicking the computer on and inserting the game into the disc reader. The game boots up, backed by dramatic orchestral music we didn't have the budget to compose for this game. Starting in hard difficulty, right? Like there's another rational option. Damn straight. Now, are we playing on campaign, or maybe survival mode would be better? Look, It even has a versus mode. Hard to pass on that one. Competition isn't worth the bridges burned. Trust me on that. Survival then. That way if you die early on, I get a turn. I can't go to let that happen. Hope you're comfortable sitting there, Chief. Guess it's going to be a long time before you get your turn in. True to her word, Malina plays the game like the seasoned veteran she is, and she cruises through the early game like a battleship on steroids until... Goddamn quicksand! Why the developers would even consider implementing a hazard that kills their units on contact with absolutely no warning is beyond me. My turn then. Any sage advice? Yeah, get good or get off and let me try again. You do neither, and the two of you spend the next several hours in the attic, routinely swearing at the game in turn. I quite like Malina's legs. She has nice legs. As night begins to wrap up, the two of you slump sideways more and more until you're resting, shoulder to shoulder, on the couch. So, how does Sierra Commander 3 compare to the others we played? Difficulties and all that it's cracked up to be. The story may as well have been written by a chimp with a typewriter for all the shits I give. Sounds like you've got something of a pattern going. What's that supposed to mean? Done nothing but complain about the last 3 games you've gotten. I've started to think you're not actually enjoying them. These last few games nights that we've had have all ended the same way too. With you getting mad at the game and spending the next couple of days sulking. We reset your hardware on a new game and we do the whole thing over again. So you're saying you don't want to play games with me anymore? That's fine. I'm perfectly capable of enjoying myself without your big dumb face taking my peripheral vision. It's not that. I enjoy playing games with you. It's actually quite a welcome relief from the rest of the house. I just like to include a little more variety in our time together. That's all. I suppose your taste isn't complete garbage. I guess I'd be willing to let you plan the next night. But whatever you find, it better have screens, booze, and not be public. If you can find a thing that checks all 3 boxes, I'll give it a shot. Deal. And whatever you pick, it better not be fucking Dance Dance Revolution. That shit's way too kinky for me. You'll have to give this some thought, unless you want the majority of your interactions with Malina to take place in a stale attic playing obscure video games. Alright, Malina. Though ever industrious, Lucifer is looking slightly more haggard than normal. Is something the matter? Nothing I can't handle. Just a little upset in Hell's dimensional border. Happens all the time. So, Casanova, how'd it go? Is a sin orgy proceeding according to schedule? Well, I took judgment on a butterfly conservatory. Well, it's a start. I don't suppose you have one more day left in you. I could use a break. Sounds good. Where'd you like to go? I haven't been able to stretch my legs all day. Walk around the neighborhood would be wonderful. Together, the two of you exit the house into warm night air. Fireflies, newly molted, slowly rise on the grass as you walk by. Their mellow lights illuminate the mostly dark streets in inconsistent bursts. Beautiful little creatures, aren't they? Quite, although you ought to know better than to judge a book by its cover. Even as larvae, they're highly predatory, and feast fairly indiscriminately upon their other insects. You know quite a lot about insects for someone who spends most of the day running hell. Lucifer shrugs and sniffs heartily. A girl can take a passing interest in creatures far beneath her. After all, I took an interest in you, didn't I? That one stung a little bit. I assume your day's been busy then? It always is. Running a house is a lot harder than raising it. There's a difference? Quite. Paperwork needs to be filled, damnations allocated, and the skeletons go on strike if they don't get their milk rations. So, why do you do it? They help carry paperwork. Lots of someone comes into hell unannounced, they are trained to arrange themselves into devious little puzzles that... Not that. Your whole... Queen of Hell job. This is like kind of a thankless task for the amount of time you spend doing it. The ivory horn demon breaks stride, pardon your question as she stares up at the stars. The Lord of Hell is a position that no demon wants, yet conversely, all covet. To take the weight of the title upon one's shoulders is no small task. Imagine unpleasantness only by the problems that arise when one is forced to relinquish it. Forced? How so? The throne is never given, only taken. Since time immemorial, the entity seated on the throne is bound atop the endless writhing hordes of demon kind, each determined to usurp power for themselves. Those at the top have no farther to climb, and thus must look down constantly in fear of being thrown from their lofty position. Ever heard of democratic elections? Lucifer chuckles softly, the darkness of joy spilling out of her mouth and into the summer air. Believe it or not, things are better now than they were before I took power. I implemented bureaucracy, a proper 5-day work week, and break rooms for demons and torture souls used in between damnations. And the beefcake skeleton guards? Merely an aesthetic choice. Understandable. The two of you continue on the stroll in amicable silence, but isn't long before another stray thought breaks into the quiet. I somehow have been taking your Cerberus out for walks. Not to my knowledge. And I pride myself on knowing just about everything going on in our house. I took her to the park earlier. She went absolutely ballistic on someone who was trying to rob me. Cerberus does has a nose for sin. That girl can sniff at a tainted soul half a mile away. That's certainly true. I shouldn't go after the weirdos that hang out around Arrow's underwear emporium. Arrow's what now? Actually, forget I asked. I'll just assume that Modius was involved somehow. As I was saying, I've seen her go after shady types before. Something about this time was different. She seemed to recognize whomever it was she attacked. Lucifer freezes in place, her eyes suddenly glowing a luminous crimson in the dimly lit street. Very slowly, she turns her head away from you, and with an obvious effort, lowers her shoulders into a more relaxed pose. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. You, on the other hand, can't say the same. Well, the house is coming up. Can I tempt you with a second go around the block? I think I'll pass. Though this walk was quite enjoyable, especially after such a hectic day. In addition, thank you for the conversation. It was certainly informative, especially... Lucifer is cut short by unmistakable sounds shattering glass, followed by raised yet indistinct voices emanating from the house. And just when things seemed like they were winding down too. The crash, a chair from the dining room is pitched through one of the windows on the front of the house. Through the newly formed opening, the din of voices can be heard more clearly. Insolent whelp, have you no respect for the rules of the house? Not when you're the only one enforcing them? Yeah, sicker, girl, sicker. Lucifer's shoulders sag slightly, her eyes downcast. You don't have to be the one to sort this out. It is my house after all. Yes, but they are my responsibility. I ought to be the one to bring them to heel. True. But I'd like to put a stop to this before they damage the table. Well, since it seems you never grudge to settle, I suppose I could allow you to assist me with my affairs. But only this once. Do you understand? I do. The two of you march back to the house ready to clean shop. Well, this night certainly took a turn towards unforeseen, but perhaps Lucifer's starting to let you see a bit more into her personal life. Yeah, let's see what comes of this in the coming days.